King Charles stands at the center of a moment that feels heavier than ceremony, heavier than tradition. The words of duty and inheritance echo with a quiet gravity, but beneath them something far more personal is unfolding. For years the world was led to believe that the long shadow of Princess Diana had settled into history, preserved in memory but no longer active in the mechanics of royal life. And yet, without warning, that illusion fractures, because this is not about nostalgia anymore. This is about control, about legacy, about a decision so precise and so deliberate that it has sent a ripple through the palace walls. The quiet relocation of Diana-linked jewels into a protected royal trust is not simply administrative. It feels like a line has been drawn, firm, calculated, and impossible to ignore. Within the monarchy, nothing is ever just what it appears to be. A necklace does not simply rest against the skin. It carries history. A tiara does not merely sparkle. It declares position, favor, and memory. And Diana's jewels, more than any others, exist in a category of their own. They are not accessories. They are emotional artifacts. Each piece holds echoes of a woman who continues to define the emotional core of the royal story. So when those pieces are quietly placed beyond reach, locked within a structure designed to limit access, it transforms their meaning entirely. It removes them from the fluid world of influence and places them into something fixed, something protected. And in doing so, it sends a message that resonates far beyond velvet boxes and guarded rooms. What makes this moment sharper is not what was said, but what wasn't. There was no announcement, no grand explanation, no effort to soften the edges of the decision. Just silence. And inside that silence, speculation grows. Because the absence of clarity in a system built on control invites interpretation. It encourages every observer to look closer, to question timing, to connect fragments. And at the center of that quiet storm stands Camilla, not reacting publicly, not disrupting the surface calm, but reportedly facing a realization far more cutting than any confrontation. To be excluded from a decision of this magnitude is not just a procedural oversight, it is a shift in position, a reminder that influence, no matter how long established, can be redefined without warning. But this move does not exist in isolation. It aligns with something broader, something more strategic, because preserving Diana's jewels within a protected trust does more than honor the past. It shapes the future. It ensures that these symbols remain tied to the direct bloodline, to the next generation, to the continuity of the crown through William and beyond. In that sense, the decision becomes less about memory and more about positioning. It stabilizes something that was once fluid, removes it from negotiation, and secures it where it cannot be quietly redirected. And in a family where relationships have often guided outcomes behind the scenes, replacing that fluidity with structure is not a minor adjustment. It is a fundamental shift in power. And above all of this, above the strategy, the silence, the speculation, there remains Diana, not as a figure of the past, but as an enduring presence that continues to shape the monarchy from beyond its formal boundaries. Her legacy resists containment. It refuses to be simplified or softened. And perhaps that is what this decision ultimately reveals. Not just an effort to protect physical objects, but an acknowledgement that what those objects represent is still too powerful to leave unguarded. Because in the end, this was never just about jewels. It was about ownership of memory, of meaning, of history itself. And in securing those pieces, Charles may have done something far more revealing than intended. He may have confirmed that Diana's story is not over, and perhaps never will be.